So Sarah, you joined our online sales academy program in the UK from all the way over in Indiana in the good old US, really. We put them on at a different time of day to allow for that to happen. But I'm really interested to see how you thought the content transferred across the Atlantic from a sales point of view and the techniques that we shared in the program.
Well, to be honest, I think that sales is sales wherever you are. Sometimes people reinvent names or try to overcomplicate it. I found the program to be very, for want of a better word, very sensible, very pragmatic. And, you know, I've done sales in the UK. I'm in business development here. As you know, it's a slightly different approach here because of what I do. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I learned things on your program and I got good reminders on your program. And to me, that's time well spent. So I think anybody who invested the time in participating would come away with some good nuggets that they could use wherever they are.
Excellent. We looked at the practicality of it because I think it's very easy to put a Zoom session on and make it PowerPoint chalk and talk. We tried to make that interactive with breakout rooms and polls and, you know, just conversations with participants, even though we had quite a lot of numbers on some of the, certainly the UK lunchtime ones, we had, you know, big numbers. How did you find the engagement process with this, this kind of delivery then, Sarah? How was it for you?
I thought it was good. I'm not a huge fan of being on a video on a screen, but there's not many women who are, I don't think. I don't hear quite so many men saying they don't like it. But it works, and I think that's the important takeaway from that. I think going into the rooms was good. Obviously, when you have an hour at a time, you're on a time crunch. So I think that is always a challenge. You just kind of get, once people have got over the awkward hello, who are you, and try to get going quickly, you seem to run out of time. We seem to run out of time quickly, but the way you pulled it all together afterwards was, you know, beneficial. So I think it does work.
I think it does. I think it's one of those, isn't it, where we're all going to have to get used to it because, you know, we're not traveling very far very often at the moment, and you know, we can't just stop delivering training. The whole purpose of the program, from my viewpoint, was to give bite-size access to some fairly hefty content, and you know, some of the 1 hour workshops that we did have been delivered in full day classroom sessions previously. So, you know, getting that balance right was always a challenge. What would you say to anybody in the US who might be considering this kind of program? You know, is accessible because there's no boundaries anymore, but what about content and US transferability? Would you recommend it to them?
Absolutely. You might have to explain some of the terms and some of the vernacular when you're running the sales program, because that's a bit different over here. But I thought it was sound. And as I say, I learned new things. I'd never seen your Scotsman mnemonic. Is that what they call that? No.
Yeah, mnemonic for the scoring mechanism for your prospects.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's designed to stop people going 60% or 70% when they think of how it's putting a bit of science behind it, and it works practically in any organisation. So I'm glad that resonated. Yeah, good.
It was good, and I thought too. I mean, such simple tools like your kind of customer chart with your products and the customers at the side, so that you can almost do a quick overview. Well, they're doing this product and this product, but there's nothing happening here. It's a real quick glance, and a great thing that to just remind yourself before you're talking to someone else of the potential that remains out there, you know, when you're trying to build them up to build sales. So
many people forget to do that. So many people chase the new stuff and forget the existing, or they've got a single channel into an existing client. And, you know, this is all about sharing some practical ideas that may or may not, you know, resonate or be relevant. But I'm glad that you've taken a couple of things on board, even with your significant sales and business development experience.
Just good reminders.
You invited your son along, didn't you, as well, to participate in the sessions? How did he find it? Well,
he said there was a lot of benefit to it. He was he was doing some logistics, so selling freight and different things. So it was again, that was an interesting experience for him anyway. Unfortunately, he was laid off in the COVID situation, but he took away a lot, and he's trying to pursue another career in sales for pharmaceuticals. So I think he took down a lot of notes and learnt a lot. And to be honest, Nick, it wasn't too dry, because you're funny and pragmatic. He actually enjoyed it, which when you think sometimes he was up at 7 o'clock in the morning doing it, so that's a tall order.
That's
22-year-old.
That's not bad, getting somebody of his age out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning and engaging them. So I'll finish on that, Sarah. I think that's a high note for me as the host.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate your contribution. I appreciate you bringing Ben on to the program as well. What would you finally say to somebody who is looking to just have a look at the program, whether it's 1 or 2 modules or the whole thing? What would you say to them with a final piece of advice?
I think that start at the beginning, and you'll actually want to do all the modules. You won't just be doing 1 or 2, because there is good information in each one. But you can do it piecemeal if you want to. And but I missed the first one, but then I downloaded it and went through it, and then I was happy to do all the other ones. So I would recommend that. You can do it on your own time as well if you can't do the actual ones when you're doing it live.
Yeah.
So.
Well, listen, Sarah, it was great to have you on. Great for your support. Thanks for doing the video testimonial as well. Take care of yourself over in Indiana, and we'll hopefully see you next time you're on this side of the pond.
And just one thing, was it a mnemonic or an acronym? A Scotsman, can't remember.
I think it's
an acronym.
But again, someone might look that up and work out that we're both wrong, but either.
Yeah, I think it's an acronym, although it's a long one. So thank you, Nick.
No problem. Thanks, Sarah. Cheers. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.